Today's speech is called Trouble in the World. If you are watching the news these days, you will see a lot of news about Russia and the terrible trouble in the country of Ukraine. Ukraine is a very big country in Europe. 43 million people live in Ukraine. The size of Ukraine is about 2 times the size of Japan. Ukraine is not a rich country, but it has many important resources like wheat, oil, and precious metals. On February 24th, only 2 weeks ago, the Russian army entered into Ukraine. The leader of Russia, Mr. Putin, said that they entered Ukraine to stop bad people who are called neo-Nazis. But this was not true. This was the big lie. From 2 weeks ago, more and more Russian army soldiers have entered Ukraine. More than 2 million people have left Ukraine to go to countries like Poland. But it is very dangerous for those people. The situation is getting worse and worse every day. Many people around the world are asking, how could this happen? And this is a very important question. The war of Russia on Ukraine is the biggest war in Europe since World War II. And that war ended in 1945 in Europe, and my parents and my grandparents lived in Europe at that time. When I was a child, my grandparents and my older uncles would say, "Do not forget our war. Do not forget World War II." But too many people did not remember. In the last 20 years in America and Russia, we have met some very dangerous leaders. Such leaders do not think about the people, and they do not think about peace. They only think about money and power. These dangerous leaders believe that they are like new kings of the earth, and they believe people are not important, and they work very hard to control information and education. In the last 20 years, we have a lot of information. We have computers and internet and smartphones and media. The technology is great and wonderful, but the bad leaders of some countries have used this technology to spread out fake news and propaganda. They have deceived too many people and make a lot of people confused about what is right and what is wrong. When we have a world that is confused about words like freedom, duty, truth, justice, and liberty, very strange things can happen. Bad leaders can make people forget the past and forget history. And bad leaders can make ordinary people hate other countries and people from other places. We do not know how this war of Russia on Ukraine will end. It's a very dangerous time for Ukraine, but we need to do what we can to help them and protect our future from such terrible things. The first thing we should do is use our power to slow down Russia. We need to pressure Russia to make changes and stop being violent. We need to reach out to Russian friends too. There are many good people in Russia who love freedom and justice, just like us. So we need to support them to make changes in their country. We need to ask our governments in Japan and Canada to continue to support Ukraine and all countries who have trouble and work together with other countries and push for good changes. This will take a long time maybe, so we must be patient. The second thing we must do is continue our education. We must continue to learn. We must read and research about history. We need to open our minds and communicate with more and more people from other countries and cultures. We need to think, how can we support and help people around the world? We need to have good history and good social studies lessons to remember the past. It's very good for you that Otamae has excellent teachers who can teach you about the troubles in Europe and around the world. We must remember our histories so we can protect our world today and also make a better world for the future. Thank you very much and have a great day.
姿勢を正して一同礼。ありがとうございました。次に表彰があります。